Now let's get started.
Hey guys, it's Ray again. Today I'm going to be playing through a game called Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku. At the beginning of this game here, I'm talking to Master Roshi Radix. Goku's brother shows up and kidnaps Gohan. And now I just got to get on the Nimbus, Flying Nimbus, I believe it's called. Kind of funny how Goku used to use that to fly around or fly for long distances. Progression of his training, I guess. Anyway, I'm back at my house here, and some reason Chi-Chi's standing in the backyard. I don't even know what she's doing, but she's standing back here behind a tree for whatever reason. And as usual, she's pretty upset about Gohan. But anyway, talk to her for a second, whatever. Keep moving on. Can't go inside the house. Got more important things to do than to go in there. And Goku's talking about snakes that Chi-Chi warned him about. There's snakes everywhere, and they give you a certain amount of experience points. Not very much, I don't think. What you want to do is go after some of these crabs. Now, they'll give you about 70 experience points every time you take out one of these crabs, and that can really bump up your level. Right now, I need 135 experience points to level up. And like I said, these early levels can be gained by just taking out these crabs. Anyway, just kind of walk around here and grind the best way you can. Grind some of these low effort enemies before you move on. You'll appreciate it later on in the game. I would also suggest saving quite a bit in this game because you never know when you're going to come across a random enemy and he'll just take you out immediately. And being an old school game like this, you'll lose a lot of progress if you haven't saved recently. It's got this dog or something coming after me. I don't know why he's biting me. Maybe he's a wolf instead of a common dog. But anyway, took care of him, and here it is, the Sensu Beam, and that will replenish your health 100%. Now moving on to the next area, and there are a lot of dinosaurs around here. Some of the dinosaurs are friendly though, like that one up there up on that hill. That's a friendly dinosaur, and you can talk to her. I think she's looking for her egg. Somebody has taken her dinosaur egg, and that's pretty terrible. Goku's gonna try to get that egg back, of course. He's a good guy. And so we're looking around for this egg. There are a few side quests you can do in this area, and you can get some experience points for doing these things. Like right here is a stone, and this stone is needed along with a few other stones to make a pathway across this water. And got some snakes up here as well. Just need to shoot some Kai Blast at them and get rid of them. But here's Tien. He's talking to me. Chiatsu is with Tien out here, and they're doing a little bit of training. If you talk to these two guys, they'll give you some experience points, and that's always helpful to boost your level. See, I received 500 experience points just by talking to Tien, and I think it's the same for Chiatsu. Moving right along with my levels here, and that's a great thing. As I mentioned earlier, you're really going to need to grind your levels up to be able to deal with some of these stronger enemies, and especially some of these bosses in the later areas of the game. If you get these orbs here, they'll replenish your flight ability. Here's a dinosaur. Now this is an enemy dinosaur, but it looks like the same dinosaur from before, and the one we're looking for the egg. And this particular dinosaur will attack you, and they're pretty strong. But here's the egg I was looking for, a pterodactyl egg. So I'm going to take this back to the dinosaur that was looking for her egg. Just fly across here. So you see these 3 indentions in the water, and you need to place these 3 rocks so this guy can get across. But I'm missing 1 rock. I got 2 there, but I need 1 more rock to build a pathway for this guy. Going around here, seeing a lot of dinosaur fossils. Now you have to be careful at this particular part because there's a pretty strong dinosaur waiting for you to the left here, and he can take you out very, very quickly. And at this particular time in the game, you have to be extremely careful because you don't have a whole lot of health. See, him biting me right there took a pretty good chunk out of my health bar. And right there, he bit me twice in a row so quickly, it almost killed me. But I luckily had a sensu bean and was able to replenish my health. I don't know if I'll be able to take this guy out. Finally took him out, but he almost killed me in the process. So you see what I mean about these enemies really taking a toll on your health bar if you're not careful. Now I'm going to check up here. Here's the last rock, and I got to deal with this wolf before I grab it. But get him out of the way, and there you go. Got this last rock or stone or boulder, whatever you want to call it. One thing about this game that kind of irks me is just how slow Goku walks. Now, periodically throughout the game, you'll get increases to your speed, and I just wish he didn't walk so slow from the beginning. Here we go. Was able to build a little bridge for this guy, and now he's able to cross the water and he's not stuck anymore. As I mentioned before, there's a speed increase. It may not seem like much at the time, but I am walking a bit faster, and that's always helpful to have in a game where you walk slow as molasses. As we move on to the next area here, there's a few more side quests that we can complete. Most of these side quests are actually mandatory in this area, but if you come up on this hill, you'll be able to get some herbs if you're in need of some after that boss fight with that dinosaur. Now here's this little cat, and he's looking for his owner, and it's actually the old man that you need to talk to. He's looking for his cat, so you just come over here and go inside this building, and he tells you that he was looking for his cat, and he's glad that you helped him. Up through that mouth of the skeleton up there is where I need to go in order to fight Radix. But before I can go through that mouth up there, I need to complete a few more side quests and help out a few more people in this area before that old man will let me through. There's this little girl over here. Her name is Sue, and she's lost her way, and so you just gotta take her back to her parents, back at her house. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. She'll follow right behind you, and if you start flying, she'll be able to float along with you. Now if you go across here, there's a flower patch back here, and that has to do with another side quest. There's a young man who wants to pick some flowers actually for this young girl that's behind me. He wants to give her some flowers, and that's commendable, I guess. I'm talking to Yamcha here, and he's telling me if I see Bulma to say hello to her, whatever. 500 experience points. And there's the young guy I was telling you about. Once you give him the flowers, he'll give you some experience points, and that quest is completed. Take the young girl Sue inside the house and hand her over to her parents. Another side quest down. Head over this way, and there's another young man who lost his toy boat across the water, and retrieve it for him, and that'll take care of that side quest. Now head back to the old man, and he'll have a special move to teach you before you leave this area. Goku, I almost forgot about your reward. He wants to teach me the special technique of the solar flare. Now that I have the solar flare ability, I can move on and take on Radix finally, and as you can see, Piccolo is waiting for me, telling me it's about time I got there. Let's see what Radix has to say. Goku is demanding to have Gohan back, but that's certainly not going to happen. Not without a fight, at least. And as you can see right there, being punched by Radix almost took out about half my health, so you need to be very careful. What I would suggest doing is use the solar flare ability, and that will pretty much keep Radix in place. Don't try to get in multiple hits, it's not worth it. But this is the formula that I use whenever I fight Radix, so just do whatever I'm doing here and you should have no problem with him, especially if you've been grinding your levels out. But right there I get 4,000 experience points, and here's that famous scene you probably remember from the show where Piccolo kills Radix, but he has to kill Goku in the process. There I go down, and pretty prominent scene from the show. I always remember seeing that. Now you can see I'm in the afterlife, and I'm actually talking to the Ox King here, which is Chi-Chi's father, or Goku's father-in-law. Kami's here as well, and he's just congratulating me on a job well done, but I need to see King Kai because things on Earth aren't exactly great. But anyway, I have to make my way across Snake Way, and that's no small feat in and of itself. And there's Snake Way right there. What a long way to travel. So here I am on Snake Way, making my way to King Kai's place. And you'll come across an enemy here in a minute, a pretty strong enemy, so you need to make sure your health is full. And you can fly across some of these sections if you want to, but just be mindful of the limitations of your flight ability. This woman here is trying to play a little trick on me, I believe. So just watch out, she'll start trying to punch you. So use the solar flare and take her out. Not nearly as difficult as Radix, but make sure you have some herbs if you possibly can, and you'll receive 3,500 experience points from taking her out. You already have to deal with Snake Way and walking all this way. You don't need some crazy girl trying to attack you, but whatever. Goku falls off a Snake Way here and landing down here, and there's a side quest in this area. It can be a little trying at times, and this guy wants me to play hide and seek with him for whatever reason. Guess I need to try to find him in order to get back up to Snake Way and ultimately to King Kai's place. So I'm just looking around for that guy who disappeared. Not really sure where exactly he went, but this area can be a little tricky at times because everything looks pretty similar to each other, so kind of have to just be on your toes as you're traversing this area. This tree is none of your business. This guy's got quite the attitude over here, and Goku's just explaining to him that he fell off Snake Way on his way to see King Kai, and he's letting me know about this magical barrier at the top of these steps, and I can't get through it until I complete the side quest in this area. But he's letting me know that a friend of his is in need of some help over there near the fitness area. So technically these white cotton balls are called spirits. Just need to retrieve the 3 spirits that this guy has misplaced, and they're pretty spread out over this whole area, but we'll find them in time and it won't take too long. I believe there's 3 in this area that are missing. Now here's the tricky part. These spirits all look the same, so you don't know if they're going to attack you or not. But I found the first one and just need to take it back to the man waiting outside the fitness center. And Goku says, "Wow, a fountain of juice. Wait, that's blood." And he calls me a moron. Well, I don't appreciate being called that, but whatever. Head back down this way towards the fitness center and hand over the first spirit to the man beside the car. And he says, "Thank you, you found him. Still missing a few more here." Here's the second one. It wasn't too hard to find him. And just head back down to the fitness center and hand the second one over. So we'll head back out and find that last spirit. Head up here, and I believe the spirit's right here waiting. Yes. Just walking back now. Heading back to the fitness center now, and got the last spirit with me and just need to hand it over. But he's letting me know that he can lift the barrier for me so I can get back to Snake Way. So now that the barrier has been lifted, I'll be able to get up there and get to that tree and the fruit that's up there as well. And of course, the Red Devil is pretty ticked off that I was able to get up there and find the fruit, find him as well. And he's going to open up a little portal down here. These guys have set me up, and I'm back to Snake Way, of course. Goku thought he would be going straight to King Kai's place, but this time I'm not going to fall off. Not going to allow that to happen again. Pick up these red orbs here. They'll give you about 20 flight ability points. You can just fly over most of the gaps here and make short work of Snake Way. Doesn't take too long once you get to this point. Over to the left is King Kai's planet. Just need to fly over that way to the left. There you go. And he'll be waiting to train me here. He's going to give me a brand new ability in the process. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. And Goku's asking, "Are you King Kai?" And he says, "Well, of course I am." A little unorthodox training, but he wants me to chase his monkey Bubbles around until I can catch him. Being as slow as Goku is can be a little trying at times, but what a nuisance. So just punch him and you'll be able to move on from this task. Now he wants me to use this mallet to hit his next companion, and pretty much the same type of deal. You just gotta chase him around until you can catch him. Finally. And now he's gonna teach me the Kamehameha attack, and also my speed has increased, and of course I get 1500 experience points, which is always a good thing. My training over, I can head back, just have to make one stop. Here I'm just demonstrating the Kamehameha move, which is a very powerful attack and has its purposes in this game for sure. Mr. Popo and Kami is here as well. It has been a long while. Yes, it has, Master. Take these sensu beans with you, and Master Corn gives me some sensu beans to help me on my way. Now, if you head over to the left here, you'll head back down to Earth. Here's a snowy area. We haven't been here before, but as I demonstrate the Kamehameha wave, took out that wolf pretty quickly, as you could see. It's a very powerful move, and you'll definitely want to use it on a lot of enemies in this game. Moving on here to the next area, there's a few side quests that I can do here. You can talk to a few people around here. The first side quest is down at the bank. You just need to head down south here, and there will be some crooks that tried to rob the bank. Here are the crooks. Just need to take each one of them out so they can't hurt anybody anymore. Just go ahead and use the solar flare like you usually would against some of the stronger enemies and freeze them momentarily and then punch them. That seems to be the best way to go about it. Got a few more crooks standing around this area. Keep up that same pattern with the solar flare. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then here we go, just got one more crook left to take care of. Tried to run away from me, it looks like. Couldn't quite get to him over here, so I had to use my Kamehameha blast on him, and finally took out the last crook. And you can go back and talk to the people in town if you want to, and some of the policemen will thank you for helping them. Here's inside the bank if you want to see it. Not much to do in here, but whatever. If you head down south one screen, you'll come up to this checkpoint, but can't move forward yet. There's a young man lost in the woods. Need to head back up north and help that young man get back to his parent. Not too hard to find him, just need to head back to that snowy area, and he'll be waiting up here up on a hill. There he is. Can you help me out? How'd you get stuck up here on the ledge? And he's let me know that he was exploring and the wolves chased him up there. So heading back now. Just need to head down here, and he lives in this first house right here. And hopefully he doesn't get lost again. But she gave me a capsule, so that's nice. Now that I've accomplished all the side quests in that area, I can move past this checkpoint and head on into the next area. And as you head into this area, you have a few of these flight orbs, and that usually indicates a boss fight. It's up ahead. Here I'm talking to Gohan. Krillin is here as well, and Gohan's letting me know that Piccolo has been killed. But we'll find out what's what here in a minute. And here's Nappa, and Vegeta's warning him that he should be careful. Just want to kind of hang back a little bit from Nappa and pretty much fight him the same way you fought Radix. Just use the solar flare to blind him and then give him a good punch and then walk away after that. And he's not too difficult, especially if you've been grinding out your levels. And there he goes down, not too difficult. And now here I'm coming up against Vegeta, and Vegeta's a little bit harder than Nappa, but overall not too difficult, I must say. Just fight him basically the same way you did Nappa, and everything should be alright. Now I guess he's gonna really let me have it now. Enough is enough, he says, but nothing really changes. He's still just as easy as he was before. Down goes Vegeta, and then I get 30,000 experience points. Gonna really let me have it. There's Yajirobe cutting off Vegeta's tail. Of course, Gohan experiences the same transformation, and he turns into a giant ape. Now here I am on the planet Namek. There's a few side quests that need to be completed around here. The enemies in this area are a bit more difficult than the ones we've encountered so far. But if you head up here, there are 2 artifacts that are outside of this temple. That's the blue artifact that you're gonna need. There are 3 in total, but that's where the first one is. And heading over this way is the red artifact. But don't go looking for the 3rd artifact outside of the temple because you won't find it. The 3rd artifact is actually inside the temple itself. So just head on in here. And this is a dreadful place for me because as a younger guy first playing this game, I had all sorts of trouble here. But if you see that hand back there and it's pointing in this direction, just follow it along here. And this is where the last artifact is, the green artifact. This is how I always get through the temple. Just follow my exact path and you should have no trouble. All 3 of the artifacts in hand, you'll be able to pass on through. So just come down this way. Keep following along here. Come down this way. Avoid that first portal there. So just come up this way and you'll see another white portal. Head in there, and this is where you can place the 3 artifacts. Once you place the 3rd one, you'll get a speed increase and some experience points, and then you'll hear a sound, and Goku says he thinks it came from over to the left, and it did. There's a small portal over here that just appeared down here, and just go into that one, and don't go in that portal, just keep going up to the right and then upwards. And just go straight up here, and here's your friends. Captain Ginyu. We'll take care of him in a minute. And here's Raccoon. And be careful, as soon as you're done talking to him, he'll punch you. But he's already dead. And here's Jace, another member of the Ginyu force. And he's pretty simple to take out as well. Now I just need to deal with the captain himself. And he's not that much more difficult than the rest of his squad. Took him out quite easily as well. But there's Frieza's ship. This is the rejuvenation chamber, and you need to make sure you have everything you need before you get inside this chamber, because once you do, you can't go back. So just keep that in mind and just head up this way and Frieza will be waiting for you. Here we go with the first phase of the final boss, Frieza. I would suggest using the solar flare, just like you did with a lot of the other bosses. And now Frieza has transformed into the next phase, and he becomes a little bit stronger here. Just want to keep your distance and fight him accordingly. Use the solar flare if you have to, and just keep up that same pace. And here we go with the 3rd phase of Frieza, getting stronger and stronger. At this point, he can really do a lot of damage to you, like right there. He almost took out half my health with just one punch, even at max level, so keep that in mind. Right there, he almost killed me, but luckily I had some senzu beans on me. And here we go with Frieza's final phase, and this is the infamous scene you probably all remember where Frieza kills Krillin here. And now, of course, Goku goes Super Saiyan. Your speed has increased for the final time. Now, even though I'm Super Saiyan, Frieza is definitely the strongest boss in the game, and extremely fast and extremely strong, so try to keep your distance and use the solar flare. Have some herbs as backup, because you're going to need them, I think. And down he goes finally. It's definitely a difficult fight with this guy, but we made it. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I had a lot of fun playing this game again. It had been a few years since I last played through this game, but I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you all are doing well out there, and stay safe out there. Raise out.